Hello and welcome to our little cottage in Wiltshire, England. I thought it would be nice today to have a little tour, so come on inside and let's have a look round. So welcome into our living room. It's a very modest sized cottage and we only have 2 bedrooms and we have 3 rooms downstairs, 4 if you count the bathroom. And when we moved in, this room was not quite like this, and we've done a lot of work since. So we've got the hops up here, which are real. A lot of people ask questions about those and ask if they are growing inside or if they are pretend, but no, they're real, they're dried, and they'll last probably another year or so before we switch them and refresh them for fresh ones. We've got lovely objects like this around the cottage. This particular one, this hot air balloon, we got in Venice, Italy, and both John and I didn't particularly warm to a lot of the masks we saw and didn't really want a mask on the wall. That, and it also was scaring our toddler when we went and had a look in some of the shops, and I saw that hanging up and I thought, I love it, it's perfect. So we've got things like that hanging from the beams. We've got other dried flower wreaths and pictures and things like that just dotted around the cottage. We're looking to refresh our sofa because it's not 100% my style anymore. I used to like to have throws over them and things like that, but with the toddler they end up on the floor or, you know, wherever they go. So we're thinking of switching this for a pretty floral or, like, I don't know, more patterned sofa. It'd be good to get some ideas from anyone that has any ideas on sofas and design and things. We like to keep things bright and airy, so whatever we do there, it will not be dark, so that's really important. And this is Pepper, who you'll have probably met before. She's one of our cats. She is very vocal, talks a lot, don't you? And she has to be involved in everything we're doing, even bedtime with our daughter if we're reading books. She has to be there, has to listen to the book, and then comes downstairs with us and likes a cuddle. So through into our dining room. This room, I love this room, and I love that we've decorated it with this gorgeous floral wallpaper. It's one of my favourite, I think it's one of my favourite rooms. It's definitely one of my favourite wallpapers, although as we've gone on and decorated more, like, I love the wallpaper that we've got in the kitchen. It's just gorgeous, and the wallpaper we've got going up the stairs, so I don't know, I love them all for different reasons. I think this room, whilst it's our dining room, it's also doubled up as a cat room, a dog room and a toddler room. So we've got toys in here for our daughter, but we do eat in here and we do spend time in here doing other things. I also work in here a lot, even though we've got an office outside. It's not fully finished being renovated or decorated or whatever, so I do spend a lot of time at the table and do a lot of work in here, but I love this room. And I think with a lot of my, like, design and decor choices, I like to bring the outside in. So we've got touches of dried flowers that I've created into wreaths, and I just love this room, and I think it really does bring the outside in, especially in the kind of summer and spring when the window's just surrounded by roses and it just looks gorgeous. This picture is a bit strange because it's, I guess, in some ways not in keeping with a lot of my style, probably because of the red around it. My dad did that. I would not probably pick that, Dad, but it's framed nicely. However, it's from the Ashmolean Museum in Oxford, and it was by, I think, a Spanish artist. I don't actually know who painted it, but it's one of my absolute favourite pieces of art because it's showing beauty holding up the mirror to, like, vanity and to, like, I'm rubbish at explaining this, but to, like, to other people, and it's showing you that, you know, there's a scale of balance in life, that at the end of the day, when life is over, it's a bit morbid, that we are all the same inside, and we all are the same. So it doesn't matter where you're from, your background, you know, where you were born, anything like that. At the end of the day, we are all the same when it comes down to it, and I think people need to remember that and think that a lot more. So there's just a little injection of some culture we have in our cottage. Also, it's not the original if anyone tries to burgle us. It was about, I don't know, 20 quid print. So into our kitchen, which I now adore, and it took a really long time to get here, and I have done a full video on the renovation process of the kitchen and how we went from what looked like an okay kitchen to what actually turned out to be a mouldy, damp disaster, which I think we fixed. I think it's okay now, but yeah, I love it, and I love how it looks. I love our sink, I love our tap, and I most of all love our wallpaper and how it kind of complements the whole style of the cottage, and I guess what we're like, who we are. We like to, you know, bring the outside in, we like to forage, we love strawberries. I'm growing, how many strawberries have I got? It must be like,
I don't know, like 10 plants?
No, it's more than that. It's probably about 20.
I don't know.
Lots. Maybe even more. We've got about 20 strawberry plants growing at the moment outside, which will eventually end up in our field with our chickens when we get all of that sorted, which I'm really excited about. But anyway, this is about the kitchen. So in here, I really wanted a space where I could be at the sink doing washing up. Not that I wanted to be doing washing up, but a space where if I were washing up or I were at the sink doing whatever, that I could look outside into the garden and watch our toddler playing. She's got a playhouse out there, watch our dog, and also see things like a bird's box we've got out there that has baby birds in, and at the moment we've got blue tits flying to and from it. So we're really hopeful that we're going to get more babies this year. We've just put up another bird box. John just put up another bird box around the corner. So I'm hoping that this year we'll have lots of baby birds in the garden. Maybe some visits from hedgehogs, but from here is a really lovely spot to look into the back garden and see all of the wildlife, all of the birds, and importantly for me as well, all of the flowers and things that are going on, and also keeping an eye on the family as they play outside. Other aspects of the kitchen that I love is this piece of furniture here that has all of my circular cups on, or my like, I don't know what to call them, my like cosy cups. What would you call them?
I don't know. Big mugs. My
big mugs that I have a big cup of tea in or a coffee or something. And I think it looks so pretty. This I actually found on the street in Devizes. Do you remember? Mm. We were, I think we'd gone out for lunch with my parents. My dad had gone off to get the car or whatever. I don't even know if he was there, but we were with my mum, and I saw it and I said to John, I want that, it's so nice. It was just on the street. We went into the shop and the lady was like, well, someone's already bought that, they're coming to get it. And I was like, I want it now, then I'll take it now. And she phoned around. Anyway, we ended up with it and I love it. And whomever didn't get it, thank you so much, because it makes me so happy. And I sanded it all back because it was a little bit of a kind of funky colour, and it's a bit more rustic now, and it fits all my mugs on it just so perfectly, and it makes me so happy. And this section of our kitchen is where all the food prep happens, and really where everything happens really. We've got all of our cupboards here, we've got all of our bits and bobs in here, all of our cups and glasses, and I love these cupboards because they're so much taller. They're like another shelf taller than the original cupboards that were here, which is just so good because it means we don't have any clutter on the top of the cupboards, and it's allowed us to, I don't know, just feel a little bit more at ease when we're in the kitchen because there's not just stuff everywhere. Although John's dad thinks there still is, because we do have things on the worktops, but I'm much happier with this kitchen. I adore it, and I think it looks so nice. One of my favourite bits is also the tiles that we've got. These are Daisy Japur tiles from Original Style, and I love them so much. They just add that kind of florally whimsical feel to the kitchen, which I think was needed. I don't know, it just brightens it up, and it does make me happy being in the kitchen. I think it makes John happy too, he's smiling.
It's lovely, yeah. And
I've, slowly been doing different things. So we've got outside, for example, a bird feeder just outside that window. So if we're cooking here, la la la, and we look over, there is a little bird feeder just there, and we do see blue tits, great tits, wrens. I think wrens are one of my favourite ones that we see go on there because they're so tiny and they are so cute. You could literally have them in the palm of your hand. They're so tiny. I've put little touches around the kitchen, so we've got bringing the outside in again. These are not real, purely because it's a kitchen and I didn't want things falling in the food, but they are lovely and they have lights on and they come on in the evening, which I think is great. We've got my Rendale bread tin, which we've had for years. Did I have this before we even got together?
Oh yeah,
So
we've had over 10 years.
No, I've had that probably about 15 since I went to university. So that's doing really well. I love Rendale, as you will have seen in here as well. I do collect Rendale cups. And I've been collecting these since I was, again, at university. And then up here on this side in this cupboard, my Rendale plates as well, which I love. We've got Rendale bowls. Yeah, these have been things that we've been collecting. I've been collecting for years, and John's just succumbed to, I think. So now we're going to go upstairs in the cottage, and first I'm going to show you our teeny tiny hallway. This is it, into our upstairs, because here we've got some beautiful pictures going on. We've got a picture gallery that we've been putting together because we've got the tallest ceiling here. It goes all the way up to the roof. Not up to the roof, it's kind of up to the roof, isn't it? It's like up to the attic,
yeah.
I suppose
well,
you'd
up to
say.
the top of the second floor,
Yeah.
first floor.
So yeah, let's go up and have a look. So we've got pretty Rendale pictures, and we've got other pictures from holidays to Cornwall and London, and different things like that. The British Museum picture that we've got at the top there, that was in my parents' house as I was growing up, and they are downsizing, so they asked if I'd like any of their artwork, and I thought that's really nice. I will definitely have that. We've got some art which features, well, we've got that one there, the bookshop one, which is from that really famous bookshop in Venice that's got the steps out the back that are all made up of books. That I bought there. And then further down I've got some artwork which I love. The ones of the cats I think are my favourite. We've got one of each of our pets. So we've got Pepper, Boris, Lily and Hazel, of course, which I love so much. So into our daughter's room. This room is sort of under decoration, I guess you'd say, because we've just removed her change table because she's 2.5, and I finally convinced my husband that she does not need a change table because it is not safe to have a toddler this high sat there. It's just not safe, so I finally got him to get that out, and we're toying with the idea of what to put in that space there. But yes, this is her bedroom and I love it, and I think it's so cute and whimsical. And we've got really pretty wallpaper which is kind of woodland themed, and to be totally truthful, I probably wouldn't have picked this had we known 100% we were having a girl. It would probably be all pink and fairies had I known we were having a girl. But because we were only told there was a 60% chance that Tabitha was going to be a girl, I decided to go down the more unisex neutral route, which is not really my style, but you know what, I love it. And the best thing about it is she now adores animals, and as well, she's completely obsessed with rabbits, isn't she?
Oh,
so
yeah. Always has been.
Always has been. But we do have little like fairy touches in here, which I love. So we've got little whimsical bits here like this, which I bought. I got that one from Barefoot Garden Centre. I got a gift voucher from my friend Stephen. And then we've got the little fairy here which complements it. This is probably more the style I'd be going for in her room had I known she was definitely a girl. But I love it so much, and she really likes it, and that's what's important. And we'll probably redecorate in here maybe when she's about 5, I think.
Yeah.
Because she'll have the choice then of what she would like, and she can say, "Mummy, I want fairies."
Yeah, she won't be influenced at all.
No, she will not. So all of these little teddy bears up here, they belonged to my grandmother, so my daughter's great-grandmother. And when she passed away, I inherited a lot of these teddy bears. And whilst they are not made for children, which I think is a little bit silly because they're toys, you know, they're teddies, we've given them all to our daughter and she loves them, and she will just, you know, she'll say, "Pink one today, Mummy or Daddy," and she'll just cuddle it and carry it around and loves them, and she adores them. We obviously don't let her sleep with them just in case, but she loves them, and I think it's really nice having them up there because it's a little part of my late grandma, who would have absolutely loved having a great granddaughter. She would have. And another area that I love in her room that we've put together is this little picture wall here. So we've got a picture here that John's mum made, which is an embroidered bird, and I think that's really special and really cute. We've got some art here that was drawn by one of my lovely followers on Instagram, and I think that's stunning, like the detail in the flowers around the border, and just, it's gorgeous. So we had that framed and put that up recently. And this is an original that my dad had painted for me. I cannot for the life of me remember by whom. It says it on the back here. Thank you for supporting my little... Oh, it's a print, but anyway, that doesn't really matter. It's lovely. And my dad thought it was really nice, so gave it to me. And we now have that up in Tabitha's bedroom, and I think it looks really gorgeous on her wall. Also got Rendale, obviously. That's a birthday card that was mine, and inside it I think it says like happy 18th birthday to Lucy from my parents, and my dad had it framed, and I think that's quite cute. So
very sweet.
And one day if someone opens that, they'll see that. This one my mum made when she was 8 years old. It's her cat, or her grandma's cat, Cindy. I've forgotten whose cat that was, but then I wasn't there, so it doesn't really matter, does it? But I think it's gorgeous, and I'm just going to straighten that picture up there because that's really bothering me. There we go. And I think it's just nice that we've got these little kind of touches in her room from different grandparents. This one was made by Emily, who is a lovely follower of mine. And I just had to put that up in Tabitha's bedroom, so it's one of the first things you see when you come in. Welcome into mine and John's bedroom. Also the cat's bedroom, because these two, they spend way more time in here than anyone else, don't you? So this bedroom, I'm still toying with the idea of decorating a little bit more, mainly along this wall here because it's quite white, and I'm not sure whether to just get a pretty big picture up there, some flowers or something, I don't really know. But there's something there that I'm not 100% sure what to do with yet, so we'll think about it. But otherwise, come in and have a look at the rest of the gorgeous room, because I do love what we've done with it. So when we first moved in, we did not have any of these wardrobes here. We didn't have blinds, curtains, nothing. So for the first couple of months, we had a big rail here and a rail there, and we used to just throw a towel over it. And all our clothes were like shoved in the back here. But now, I'm going to open John's because it's probably the tidiest one. Now we have all of the lovely hanging space, we've got shelving, and it's just so much tidier and neater, and I'm really glad that we had these put in. I think they really added to the space, and they feel like they've always kind of been here now, don't they? They're lovely wardrobes. So I love this section of the bedroom. This was one of the first places that I wallpapered myself. My mum actually wallpapered our daughter's room prior to us moving in, because I was heavily pregnant, or I just had her, I think, so mum decorated it while the house was being cleaned and renovated because it was ghastly when we bought it. So I'm really proud that I wallpapered. I think this was the first wallpapering I'd done since I was 18, and I would have been about 15, 16. And I wallpapered my bedroom at my parents' house with sparkly wallpaper, which is still there and I love it. But anyway, this section here is where my dressing table is. I've got my pretty Jane Austen picture and a gorgeous shelf in the corner which has got trinkets, bits and bobs on, and also my wedding flowers from our wedding, which are dried. We went with dried flowers for the wedding purely because I wanted them to last forever, and I think that they're just so pretty. And because we ended up getting married in October, it just went with that whole like pumpkin-y harvest theme, and everything was just so, oh, it was so nice actually. I really enjoyed our wedding. That's good to know, isn't it? Yeah. But yes, dressing table mirror, I've had this since I was 2 probably. It used to belong to my mum and dad, and it was actually the first piece of furniture my parents bought together, and my mum has stenciled all in different places. You can kind of see where my whimsical styling comes from, and I think it is just gorgeous. On the back of the door we've bought and put up this hook, which is from Artique, the Indian shop in Tetbury that I spend too much money in. I haven't for a while actually, so there's that. But I love the shop so much, and I thought this was really unusual. It's a coat hook obviously, but we've used it on the back of the door for our dressing gowns. and I love the colours because the colours match the wallpaper really nicely, but it's also really unusual. It's got this really unusual shape and style to it, and yeah, I just thought it was really lovely for the bedroom. We toyed with putting it on the wall here, but I think it's nicer to have things like this hanging on the back of the door because, you know, this space otherwise is quite an empty space, so it works really nicely. Thank you so much for coming and having a look around our cottage. It's been really nice having you here. I hope you've enjoyed it and enjoyed looking at all of the different rooms and the different interior design choices that I've made. I will see you on our next video.